all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Salesforce for marble, granite and stone business. So do you also run a business related to marble, granite or stones? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here, I'm doing the same and we use IndiaMART to sell our products online. So now what I want is that as soon as a new lead or a new inquiry is received from my IndiaMART account, I want to add that same lead details into my Salesforce account too, so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between IndiaMART and Salesforce. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen.
Welcome to my screen, everyone. So as you know, in this video we're going to understand how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Salesforce for marble, granite and stone businesses. So as you know that I'm running a business related to same, and we frequently receive inquiries through IndiaMART from potential clients interested in our products. So to ensure that our sales team can quickly follow up and provide timely responses, we want to set up an automation that instantly transfers new IndiaMART leads into our Salesforce account. This real-time lead capture enables our team to stay organized, keep the track of potential clients and respond effectively, increasing our chances of converting inquiries into sales. By managing all the leads in Salesforce, we streamline our operation, improve customer experience and ultimately boost sales. So yes, as you know that IndiaMART doesn't provide any native connection with Salesforce. So in order to connect both of these applications, we're going to use Pabbly Connect. So in order to do this, I've already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as I'm going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as I'm going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here, I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Salesforce for marble, granite and stone business. And then we're going to click on create, and as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So by this you can finally understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMART because what I want is that as soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, I want to start this workflow. Okay, so I'm going to select the same, and now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So over here I want my trigger event as new leads, and as soon as I'm going to select the trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL and few steps. So what we are going to do is, in order to create a connection between our IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow, first we are going to copy this webhook URL and then we're going to follow these steps one by one. So it is saying log into your IndiaMART account, navigate to the lead manager section in the left tab, go to import export leads from the three dots and then click on I am leads push API. So we're going to follow the same. I'm going to open my IndiaMART account, and as you can see that this is my account. So now from the left side of the bar, what we have to do is we have to go on this lead manager right over here. And as soon as we're going to go on this lead manager, you can see three dots which says menu. So we have to go on this, and as you can see, import export leads and then push API. So I have to go on this push API, and now it is asking me to select the source. So here you can see that it is saying choose other in the select source option. So yes, we're going to follow the same. I'm going to select the source as other, and as soon as I'm going to select the source, it is asking me for the CRM platform name and the webhook listener URL. So in the help text you can see that it is saying enter Pabbly Connect in the CRM platform name. So yes, we're going to follow the same. I'm going to keep the Pabbly Connect as my CRM platform platform name. And now for the webhook listener URL, we're going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow. And after doing both of this, we're going to click on save details. And as soon as we're going to click on save details, it is asking me why do I want to shift my IndiaMART leads to any another application. So for here we have to select the reason. So I'm going to select my reason as this, which is I can easily assign leads to my sales team and manage their performance. You can select any another reason of your choice. So now after selecting the reason, we are going to click on click to generate OTP. And as soon as we're going to click on this, it is saying that it has successfully sent me an OTP. Okay, so I'm going to enter the OTP right over here. And after entering the OTP, we are going to click on submit. And as soon as we're going to click on submit, yes, you can see integration live. So yes, with this, we have successfully created a connection, or we can say integration between our IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow, and over here you can see that it is saying waiting for a webhook response. And in the notes, it is saying now do a test submission / record. So you must be wondering why is it asking me to do the test submission or record, right? So what happens is that in order to capture this webhook response, we have to generate a dummy lead or a test lead so that we can capture the response for the same. Or if you don't wish to generate a test lead, you can wait till you receive a live lead and the response right over here. But I don't wish to wait, so directly I'm going to open the another IndiaMART account and generate a test lead by submitting a dummy inquiry. So I'm going to open that account. And as you can see that this is that account, and now what we're going to do is we are going to shop for the product or the service which we connected right now with our workflow. Okay, so I'm going to look for Magnet Brain Software Technology Private Limited right over here because I recently connected this account with my workflow. And as you can see these themes, we're going to select it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to generate a dummy inquiry. So I'm going to open the product and click on contact supplier right over here, and now it is asking me for the requirement details. So I'm going to enter the requirement details, which says we are interested in sourcing premium Italian marble and granite for a luxury hotel project currently under development. Could you please provide us with the recommendations on available styles, competitive pricing and delivery timelines? We are looking for a reliable supplier with a high quality options to meet our specifications. Your prompt assistance will be greatly appreciated. So now after entering this, we're going to click on next, and now it is asking me for the GST number. So if you wish, you can definitely add a GST number, but this is not the required field, so I'm going to leave it as blank and click on submit. And as soon as we're going to click on submit, yes, you can see your details have been sent to Magnet Brain Software Technology Private Limited. So yes, with this we have successfully sent the details, and now what has happened is that IndiaMART has sent the details to our workflow too. Okay, and Pabbly has captured the response. So I'm going to open the response captured. So I'm going to open my workflow for that, right? So I'm going to close this, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured response A right over here. You can see the same details which we entered. You can see the sender state, the pin code, we can see the name which is the sender's name, but you must notice that the subject is different, right? It is saying Pabbly Connect free demo available right over here. So you must notice why the subject is different. So basically I'm using a test IndiaMART account. So what happens is that I'm going to receive a default subject every time a new lead is received. But if you're using a live IndiaMART account, you're going to definitely receive the subject submitted by your lead right over here. So yes, leaving the subject aside, I've received all the same details of my lead only. So I'm going to show you the message and the another details which we entered. Okay, over here you can see the email which we entered. Over here we're going to move on forward. You can see the address of the lead, and over here you can see the query message which we entered. So yes, you can see that this is the same message which we entered, right? We are interested in sourcing premium Italian marble. So as you can see the same query message which we entered, and after receiving this same query message as a response, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step. And now what will happen is that as soon as the new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, automatically Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same and trigger my workflow. So now further what I want is I want to add these lead details into my Salesforce account, right? So for that, for my action application, I'm going to select it as Salesforce. So I'm going to look for Salesforce right over here, and as you can see Salesforce, we're going to select it. And as soon as I'm going to select the action application, it's asking me for the action event. So I'm going to select the action event as create lead right over here. So I'm going to look for it, and as you can see the same, so we're going to select it, and then we're going to click on connect. And as soon as I'm going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Salesforce account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we're going to click on this button that says connect with Salesforce. So we're going to click on this button right over here, and as soon as we're going to click on this button over here, you can see that Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow Pabbly is safe. So with here I'm going to click on this button which says allow. And as soon as we're going to click on this allow, yes, you can see authorization successful. So with this, we have successfully connected our Salesforce account with our Pabbly's workflow. And after connecting this account, it is asking me for the last name, the first name, the company, phone, title, and many other details. So yes, we're going to enter the details right over here one by one, but instead of entering these details manually, we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping, right? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, previous step was the trigger step where we selected IndiaMART as a trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here, I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the last name, right? So let's suppose I'm going to enter the last name right over here manually by typing it like this, then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if you're going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look for name in the previous response, and as you can see the name of my sender, okay? So let's suppose I'm going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. But you must notice that over here it is asking me for the last name, but we have received the full name as in response, okay? So in order to convert this full name into first name and last name, what we're going to do is we're going to add another action step right over here between IndiaMART and Salesforce. So I'm going to add another action step right over here, and now for my action application, I'm going to select it as text formatter by Pabbly. So I'm going to look for it and select it. So it is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to format the text, okay? And now it is asking me for the action event, so we're going to select it as split text because I want to split the full name into first name and last name, okay? So I'm going to click on connect right over here, and now it is asking me for the text to split. So over here we're going to map the full name of our sender, okay? So I'm going to search for full name in the previous response right over here, and as you can see demo user, so we're going to map it. We're going to move on forward. It is asking me for the separator, so it's asking me with which character or word I want to split this text. So I want to separate it with space, okay? So it is saying for space as separator, use this. So I'm going to copy this right from here, and then we're going to paste it right over here in the separator, okay? We are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the segment index, so I'm going to keep it as all and click on save and send test request. And as I was going to do so, yes, you can see first name and last name split it successfully. So now we're going to map these only in our Salesforce. So I'm going to go on the last name. We're going to open the response from text formatter by Pabbly, and over here you can see user, which is the last name. So we're going to map it. We're going to move on forward. We're going to map the first name also, which is demo. We are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the title. So if you wish, you can definitely add a title, but this is not the required field, so I'm going to leave it as blank. It is saying company. So yes, we have received the company name also, so I'm going to look for company in the previous response, and as you can see software solution. So we're going to map it. We're going to move on forward. It is saying phone and email. So yes, we're going to map these details too. I'm going to look for it in the previous response, and as you can see the same, we are going to map it. We're going to move on forward. We are going to map the email too. I'm going to look for email in the previous response, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. And after mapping these details, we're going to move on forward right over here. It is asking me for the description and the website, okay? So if you wish, you can definitely add both of these, but these are not the required fields, so I'm going to leave it as blank. It is saying lead source. I'm going to keep it as other. We're going to move on forward. For the status, I'm going to keep it as open, not contacted. For the rating, I'm going to keep it as warm. So yes, now it is asking me for the street, city and country. So we're going to map the city and country right over here because I have those details. You can see cities, we're going to map it. We're going to map the country too. I'm going to look for country in the previous response, and as you can see India, so we're going to map it. And after mapping all of these details, we're going to click on this button which says save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see success ID this. So yes, with this we have received a positive response that we have successfully created a new lead in our Salesforce account with the same details received from our IndiaMART account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Salesforce and check for the new lead created. So I'm going to open my Salesforce account right from here, and we're going to go on leads right over here. And as soon as we're going to go on leads, you can see recent items, demo users. We're going to open this demo user right from here, and yes, you can see the same details which we entered. You can see the same name which we entered, or you can see the same company which we entered, or you can see the lead status, lead source which we entered. You can see the email, the rating and the phone number which we entered. So yes, now after adding all of these details into our Salesforce account, with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected IndiaMART. For the trigger event, we selected new leads. For the action application, we selected text formatter by Pabbly and Salesforce, because I wanted that as soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, I automatically wanted to create a lead with the same details in my Salesforce account too. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here you can see the lead created with the same details received from my IndiaMART account. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.